Alright guys, so now today we are going to talk about the events in the Unreal Engine. So events or we already seen about the definition about the events, which means event represent the occurrence or triggers that happen during the runtime of the game. So event allow the developers to respond to various actions or condition that takes place in the game world. For example, let's say guys, if we press the one key here, this is then player input event. Okay. So similarly, we have a lot of different events in the Unreal Engine, as well as we can create our own custom event. Right click on the Blueprint Editor window and type add custom event. There you go. I'm going to name the event as respond. Compile. Then now you can see the question is the event doesn't have input execution pin. Okay, the event doesn't have input execution pin. Then how should it be called? Like I said, events and functions both are different. Okay, so they will differ by their use cases. So functions are explicitly called by other parts of the blueprint code, whereas events are triggered automatically based on the specific conditions. So events typically used to respond to unpredictable solutions. Okay, so like for example, see here, we can't predict when the user will press 1. All right, so like this, for those kind of purposes we need to use the event guys. All right, so now I'm going to drag the output execution pin and I'm going to use the print string node, and I'm going to respond to like, okay, respond event is triggered. So I'm going to make the duration as 5 and make the color as red color. Compile. But still, if you guys can see here, there will be nothing is happening there. Okay, the event is not getting called. All right, then how should we call this event? We just need to use the, by pressing the one key after this print string node, I can drag the output execution pin of the print string node here, and I'm going to type respond. So it is now getting called like a function. Yes, now you can ask me that, okay, you told that events and functions are different. Then how? See, events are getting called. I mean, if this is an, consider this as an whole example, whole action, then what is the response that you need to give? Okay. In future, when we start learning the event dispatches, we can clearly able to see the power of the events. Alright, guys. Now, um, we can see a lot of the practical examples in the upcoming lecture, but for now you guys need to understand that events are different from the function, but calling is similar, but events and functions are not same. I know it looks a little bit confusing, but this is the terminology. So I will run the code first, and now pressing the 1, respond event is triggered. Okay, all right. Okay guys, now we can talk about some of the major differences in the events and the functions, so that you guys can understand, able to understand in a clear manner and even better. All right, so events, you see, events can have inputs. If I click on the event, you can see it can have the input, but if I click on the function like here, okay, this is the built-in function, so we can't do anything. Let's say if I have my own take damage function here, if I click on the function, you can see it will have both input and output execution pins as well, and it can give take the input and output parameters. Okay, but if you come here and see, events only have inputs. Okay, and one more thing guys, events doesn't open any new specific window. Okay, if I create an event in the event graph, you see there is no specific window, but let's see, if I try to create a function and try to open it, you see the tab changes here, which is take damage is now opening in the separate tab, which clearly means events and functions are different. And you guys can able to notice one more keen, if you guys keenly observe here, you can notice one more thing here, that functions can have local variables, meanwhile event won't have local variables. Alright, you see here local variable, which this result variable is the local to this take damage function. But if you click the event, there is no concept of local variable. This health variable belongs to the entire blueprint, not only for the particular function. Alright, so these are the subtle difference between the functions and the events, and in the upcoming lecture we can understand the lot of purpose about how to use the event in the next lecture. Thank you so much.